God. Okay. I think it's actually recording now.
Finally?
Yeah, finally. Okay. So, you're not even in the picture? Okay. Hi. This is another edition of what Tiffany has dubbed the Nedu Show.
Please don't perpetuate calling it that. I made that mistake on Facebook, and now everybody we mutually know keeps calling it the Nedu Show.
Yeah, that's not its name.
What's its name?
It doesn't have a name. It is.
Let's hold a contest.
No, whoa! I don't have prizes. This is a bad idea. You're just throwing bad ideas out
I'm gonna
there.
go.
Yeah, okay, well, she's gone now. It's just me. Sorry, you're stuck with me. Hi, again. I'm here with Frankenstein's monster. He is a lot smaller than you may remember him, but he has killed men. Not because he's evil, because he just wants to be loved, okay? He just wants to be loved. Oh, he's gone.
There's a story behind that. I'll let you continue.
No, yeah, there's a bit of a story. Yeah. So anyway, hello. Me again. Now I'm with another guest, the amazing Tiffany. That's right. She's fancy. She's real. I actually know people. I know I'm shocked about this too. I'm surprised I have friends, but look, proof.
I'm not a very good friend, but I am a friend.
Well, I'll take what I can get. Beggars can't be choosers, right? Nah, I'm just joking. She's okay. Anyway, so yeah, we were trying to debate about exactly what we filmed about. I think initially we were going to talk about like video games and stuff, but then we just started rambling like crazy people to the point where we both realized we shouldn't be allowed to walk around in public, especially not together.
Yeah. Our mothers really should have stopped us today when we went out the door.
Yeah, I told my mom I was going to Comic-Con. She said, have a nice day. I think she hesitated for a second because she was thinking, maybe I should just stop all of this. She looked at a knife, and then that got really dark. I'm kidding. No, my mom loves me. I'm 99.9% sure she does. Those times that she looks at me and shakes her head, just nothing but love.
Nothing but love. Good. I also believe yelling and looking at sharp cutlery is a sign of love.
Totally. This is horrible.
Make sure my mother never sees this.
Yeah, and another of my employers, because I'm like technically supposed to be a social worker of some sort. Anyway, I digress. Before I start incriminating myself anymore, so Tiffany and I, because we're awesome, went to Galaxy Comics, and I thought maybe we'd at least talk about some of the cool comic book stuff that we are into. Especially Tiffany's into some really cool, like, classic horror stuff. Which
I'm into some weird stuff.
Yeah, it's...
But I will teach you. This is a learning opportunity.
I'm excited. I'm very open to learning about this weird, like, old school horror stuff that I know nothing about. But it'll be cool. So, let's dive right into it. Did you want to start, or should I?
On that note, I could go through my new friend very quickly.
Yes. Frankie.
By the way, that's my sexy face. Please, nobody screen cap that.
Nah, do it. Do it, all of you.
No, it was a good time for us to go to Galaxy because I haven't been there in ages. But when I ever have money to buy collectibles, I always wind up going to Galaxy or Comics America, and I like horror that's like pre 1960, like anything up until like Exorcist, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, that sort of era. Old soul.
Yeah.
And I also like old video games, so that kind of maybe I'm a big troglodyte and I don't understand what this blinky box is. I think it's captured my soul.
Where are the discs? Where do you put in the cartridges?
The cartridges. I play all my movies on Betamax. But Laserdisc. That's also a troglodyte invention now. The Laserdisc. But this was my good find of the day. He was a little over $20, and I'm moving out soon, so I said Nadu could join me if we were going to review movies or anything, and I will school him in the ways of old horror movies. This is my new piggy bank.
Yep.
And can you hear that? That is the sound of a successful day with Nadu.
What the I don't understand. Does that mean like I paid you or something? Like
to hang out, with you all day. That's the profit I made today.
That's like $1.50.
That is. I gave him the $1.50.
Yeah, it's not even my money. Wow.
So that was my big buy of the day. So Nadu and I have very differing tastes, but I think it comes together over a lot of good television and movies, and I'm excited to talk about more over the course of what we're not calling the Nadu Show. But Nadu made some completely different comic book purchases, and he should go into those, and then we'll actually discuss some video games, which is what everybody's probably watching for.
Yeah, video games. All
Should
right.
Frankie stay here? I don't know if that's.
Actually, maybe he can come back, but first
Can he
maybe.
hold? Can he hold them? I don't know.
I don't know. I think if I try leaning against Frank, he'll fall. Okay, first comic book I bought was this one right here. I don't know where to put it on the camera. There's her face. All right. Yeah. So Angel and Faith, actually. As many of you know, I'm obviously a Buffy and Angel fan. But unlike a lot of people, oddly enough, I'm more of an Angel fan than Buffy. Like I really like the Angel TV show, and.
I did too.
No, yeah. I think, oh man, David Boreanaz. I mean, the Eliza Douche. No, jeez. Anyway.
You can't clean that up now.
Now it's over. That's okay. Everybody.
It's in the ether.
Everybody who knows me knows I have a man crush on David Boreanaz. It's totally fine. I don't even care.
Everybody does.
Yeah, you can't. But anyway, beside the point. I think these Angel and Faith comics are really, really good. I feel like the artwork is actually quite faithful to the TV show in the sense that a lot of them you can really tell that the who the characters are just by looking at them. I think they draw the characters really, really well, and they're also very interesting storylines. I don't want to go into too many spoilers because this is actually, all the Buffy comic books are actually canon in the Buffy universe. And
really?
Oh, they are.
That's they are.
Oh, they are.
But they are.
But wait, they are. No, there's basically what had happened recently is that magic has been taken away from the world for the most part, and Giles is also kaput. So right now, it's okay.
Okay, I'll be strong. Continue.
You'll be so. Basically, they are trying right now. Angel throughout these comics has been struggling to bring Giles back. So that's kind of the main struggle with him, and there's all kinds of moral conflicts. There's all kinds of monsters they have to face, and some old friends and old enemies come back. So yeah, I think this is a really great series to get into. This is volume 3 of the trade paperbacks. So there's that. I'll go through these a little bit quicker.
I was going to say, I wasn't even sure what that one was about exactly, because it took Nadu 57 minutes to find
I was looking at... okay, listen. Not necessarily. Sure, I was blind, because I can't see because these glasses are terrible, but I was looking for other things. I was looking at other things, and I was trying to stop myself from buying more figurines. Anyway, besides the point. Next comic book. Chew. What is Chew?
Chew
is incredible. Chew is such a really strange comic book. This came out a while ago, and it's really different than a lot of comic books. Basically, the main character works for this organization, which a government organization that actually governs food. Large part of the reason that there's certain types of food have become outlawed to the point because either they were infected or all kinds of weird stuff happens. I don't want to get too into it because the storyline of this comic book is interesting, but the main character, he has the ability to get psychic images of what had, of things that happen to people or things that have passed around food he eats. For example, if he eats an apple, he will get, he'll understand what kind of pesticides were used on it. He'll know exactly where it was picked from, when it was picked, everything. If he eats a cow, not only will he taste the cow, but he'll also see it getting slaughtered. He'll see it getting raised. He'll see the whole thing. So he hates eating meat, essentially.
That's everybody's worst nightmare.
Yeah, it's terrifying. The only thing that doesn't have that for him is beets. However, because of this, he actually has to start consuming corpses to help solve crimes. That's right, disgusting. But this comic book is so good.
Okay, you're gonna lend this to me.
Yes, I will. I actually don't have. I only have 4 and
okay,
5,
we're on to volume 5.
Yeah, exactly. I'm at volume 5. I only own 4 and 5, but I'm gonna get the others. And yes, definitely let them.
Right on.
Seriously, I'm telling everybody, you need to read this comic book. It's the best comic book you haven't read. It's so strange, but it is just dark enough to be amazing. So,
right.
Yeah, next one I got is...
The review portion of the show is working exceptionally well.
Look at that, see? This is me talking about comic books, I'm so interesting. I'm sorry. God. Anyway, last one I bought was...
This is what we went for.
This is definitely what we went for. I was telling Tiffany before, I need to get me some Wonder Woman. I meant comics, not anything else. Anyway, okay, so, yeah, Wonder Woman. This is volume 1 of the New 52 run. Basically, whatever you know or thought you knew about Wonder Woman, that's fine. Read this comic book. This is a really, really great comic book. I think they really capture Wonder Woman in a way that a lot of comic books haven't. Yes, she's, an attractive lady running around in hot pants, but the thing is that, she's got a really interesting story, and they actually mix up her past in a very interesting way. What they change, which is actually pissed off a lot of people, understandably so, is, in the past, Wonder Woman was made of clay by her mother in the sands of the Amazon beach or something like that. I don't know.
Seems legit.
Yeah, totally legit, which is totally fine. And it's the whole idea is she was made solely by woman.
Yes.
But in this comic they reveal that Zeus is actually her father, which pisses a lot of people off because it kind of takes away that that all-woman individuality that she had.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Well, see, I felt the same way until I realized that it actually opens it up for a lot of interesting characters to be brought into the mix. Because now that she's one of Zeus's many bastards, that actually makes a lot of other of Zeus's children really pissed off at her.
Yeah.
Because now she's got she's got some sort of birthright to Zeus's kingdom. So now it actually gives us a chance to have a lot of other other Greek mythological characters to come into the mix and have really interesting storylines with her.
Right.
So well, for that reason alone, I actually think that I'm okay with the twist, and I think the artwork in this one is really good. Like, just to try to find some good stuff. But yeah, anyway, I don't know. I'll just open it to this page. It's all really good. Like, and also one thing I actually really like is small. I think it's a good detail. It's like Wonder Woman's really, really tall and got broad shoulders and stuff like that. And I think that's important because she's a warrior. Like, why wouldn't she? Like oftentimes she's drawn as like a tiny little female. And again, like I think Bruce Timm's probably. I love Bruce Timm, but I think he's probably one of the worst because all male and female archetypes look exactly the same, and Wonder Woman was no different, and she should be because she is an Amazon. Exactly. Like, come on. So yeah, comic books. That's kind of what I bought today, and I cannot wait to read them.
I cannot wait to borrow them from the dude.
No promises.
And maybe give them back.
If you don't, then I will hunt you down.
Fair enough. I don't run very fast.
That's okay, neither do I. I'm pretty lazy. I just give up after a while.
This is the only other find of the day. I also collect vinyl figures, so I have a small vinyl figure collection that I'm sure we will see more of if Nadu ever chooses to spend time with me ever again after today. But no, it's not going to happen.
Perhaps you could see me shaking my head.
Well, I have several of the first series vinyl figures from 2008, and I was very happy because the majority of them from the first series in 2008 are in blind boxes. So if you don't know what that means, they come in silver packs, and it makes it a little bit harder for collectors. And if you buy them on eBay, they're quite expensive. But these guys are from 2008, and there's 2 different color variations of my friend Wedgehead. And I keep them on my desk at work, and everybody is really mean about knocking them down. But I like vinyl figures. They're very durable. They're one of the more playful things that I collect. So I'm sure we'll be taking another trip in the future next payday, and I'll pick up another one because they got a few that I can buy out. So hopefully no duplicates.
Awesome.
Alrighty.
So you can tell that we're 2 well-adjusted young people that spend our money on very valuable and useful things.
It's not like I gotta pay rent or anything now.
Yeah. And it's not like I have a really, really terrible job situation right now either. So, I just won't stop. Anyway, right. So, it's like hexadecimal. Anyway.
Did you make a reboot reference?
No. Yes. Yes, I did. You know I did. Bam. So yeah, but also you should show them the cool shirt that you're wearing, by the way.
Yeah, this might be a good segue.
Yeah.
I got it from Tea Fury, where I buy most of my teas, and it is an Adventure Time Just starting to do. And it is a legit Guardians of the Sunshine 8-bit Adventure Time t-shirt from the game. They spend that entire episode playing in, I think, season 2. But
yeah.
And it is adorable, and I'm very, very happy. This is one of 4 Adventure Time t-shirts. No. 5 Adventure Time t-shirts I have, because again, it's not like I need to buy groceries or anything in the future, but at least this gives me an opportunity now to wear them and have them seen by somebody who may appreciate it.
Yep.
The reason I liked on Adventure Time when I started watching it, when they were playing BMO, essentially playing their tiny robot roommate character, is because it's all 8-bit, and that's what I grew up playing. So Nadu, I know you're a video game guy. You were trying to teach me your ways. I'm a collector. I'm a movie buff, but I don't play a lot of video games. So I play. I've got some good emulators going. I'm a huge Pokemon fan.
Pokemon's amazing.
It's in my
Love
heart.
The pokes.
Is that what side my heart's on?
I think, I don't know, it's like left or something. I don't know. I'm not. What do I look like, a biologist? Come on.
I'm a Time Lord. They're in both places.
She made a Doctor Who reference. She just dead.
But I'm learning about video games, and Nadu is teaching me. I recently got a really sweet emulator where I've been downloading SNES and mostly, because I don't say SNES, because that makes me throw up in my mouth.
You're a bad person.
I would say the SNES. I grew up playing Super Nintendo and also Sega Genesis. So you may have some advice for me as far as that. And I've recently acquired a lot of Wii-related injuries. I purchased a Wii so that I could play party games.
Oh, God.
When I move out into my new abode in June. So maybe you also have some advice for me on how not to get Wii tennis elbow.
Well, okay. First of all, I guess I'll put on my elitist chapeau.
I knew this was going to happen as
yes.
soon as it came out of my mouth.
Yeah. See, it's funny because, I know when the Wii first came out, Wii injuries and thrown Wii remotes was a big thing, but, I have to admit, that never happened to me. I don't even wear wrist wraps. That's right. I live on the edge. What's up? But, yeah, I never...
How is that possible?
You just hold on to the remote and don't let go.
I'm playing a lot of, WarioWare, though, where you got to drop the remote and then pick it back up.
You know what? WarioWare is probably a place where you would get Wii-related injuries the most.
There's a lot of friends playing that game.
Oh, yeah.
Which also is Mario Party.
Well, Nintendo games in general. Nintendo multiplayer is a great way to lose friends. This is something I've learned ever since I was a child, which has harmed me to this day. But besides the point.
I'm still here.
Exactly. That's because we haven't played Wii together.
Oh.
But actually, I do have a few tips as far as the Wii injuries go. They sound silly, and people are going to laugh at it. But seriously, come on. If you're doing any type of thing where you're moving a lot, it's same with when you're typing a lot. You shouldn't, do it for too long periods of time. It's same with Wii. Sometimes rotate your wrists around every once in a while before and after you play it. I'm not even kidding. Especially if you're playing something like WarioWare. That's super intense. That's definitely not a bad idea. And yeah, I don't know if the one you're playing has ones where you actually have to wave your arms around a lot.
Oh yeah, I got a bunch of free games when I bought this off of a friend of a friend, like a sort of a Kijiji deal, and it was great. I got tons of games.
Nice.
But now I have no idea what to do with them because I'm throwing the Wiimote at the TV. And
Make sure your wrist strap is tightened.
Ripping my shirt arms off.
Oh God, this is violent. I'm telling you, you gotta make sure the Wiimote is tightened, and when you actually use the strap, make sure it's fastened, and try it a few times. I'm not even kidding you.
Okay.
I know these things sound silly, but they're not bad things to do.
Right.
And yes, arm stretches also not a bad idea if you're playing WarioWare. I'm not even kidding.
I didn't think gaming involved a lot of calisthenics. I didn't think I needed to be doing stretches when I was going into
exercise.
this.
But don't play Wii Fit, because that game makes you feel bad about yourself. Oh man, it's hey, you haven't been here for 230 days. Wow. Also, your brother hasn't been here. Hey, you should tell him to start playing. It's what have you been doing? I'm like, God, shut up, Wii
Hey,
Fit.
have you been eating?
Yeah.
You been at the Burger King? Is that where you've been?
Yeah.
I don't like your judgmental Nintendo mentality.
Nah, Wii Fit's terrible.
None of that.
Monster. But, as far as, I don't know, I know you've got a bunch of party games, but, I also know of a few single-player games. Because I play single-player games myself when it comes to Wii. Which actually Wii is my smallest library because they're probably some of the smallest stuff they have. But if you wouldn't mind hearing some single-player games, that I think would be fantastic. Now this one may be hard to track down now, but Metroid Prime Trilogy, or at the very least Metroid Prime 3 Corruptions. They are the 3D Metroid Prime games. Honestly, Super Metroid is still the best Metroid game, but when playing Metroid Prime series, I literally felt like I was playing one of the 2D games. That's how good it is.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's amazing. People thought it would just be a stupid first-person shooter, but that's not. It's more of a first-person adventure game because exploration and finding out secrets and getting new abilities and being able to open up new areas. They do it such a good job of it. And the art direction of those games is amazing. I think the graphics of those games still hold up today, specifically because the art direction is so good. So, seriously, Metroid, great stuff. You really can't go wrong with Zelda. Now, Twilight Princess and Skyward Sword are not my favorite 3D Zelda games, but they're both of very good quality. I think they're both definitely ones that you should try out. Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, also very good games.
Yes, I've started playing those.
Good for you.
And it's lovely and reminiscent of everything I love about Nintendo titles. So
Exactly. You cannot go wrong with those ones. Now, I have a hard time recommending No More Heroes, but it's weird as shit and it's fun as hell. It is weird. It's basically the first
sounds like
game.
Everything I love in life.
Well, that's it. Yeah, exactly. I think you may enjoy it. Basically, the story centers around this weird otaku buying a beam katana off of the internet.
Seems legit.
And then he's just like, hey, I guess I'm going to just kill dudes and become an assassin. Why not?
Right.
So he kills an assassin. He's like, no big deal. I just killed a guy. It's all good. Whatever. As one does.
Again, adventuring on Kijiji, trying to buy a kitchen table and stuff, that's naturally what my thoughts have gone to.
No, Beam Katana, man. Just look that stuff up. I don't know, it cost him like $9.99. I'm sitting back a little bit. But yeah, so he kills the assassin, and some ridiculous hot French lady comes in and is like, hey, you're an assassin, so you just need to help kill 12 more guys. And he's like,
okay,
if I win, will you do it with me? She's like, sure, why not?
Is every new video game based off of that system? I like that.
Yeah, no, it's just the first two. These are Suda 51 games. They're weird as hell, and they're just so strange. And people
have heard of those.
Yeah, and we'll see that, I guess...
Through infamy.
Yeah,
infamy's sake.
And that's so true. Like, because I actually am torn on these games, because like lots of the presentation of the games are fairly sexist in their in the presentation, but I feel like the sexism in those games usually has a very direct point. In No More Heroes, it definitely points out the depravity and ridiculousness of stupid otaku morons who are obsessed with video games.
All right.
It's a little painful to play because I feel like they're making fun of me, but the fact that I can appreciate the fact is actually makes it a little bit better. Like, I'm not like, oh, Travis is awesome, nor am I like, oh, he's an idiot. I'm like, hi, you're making fun of me right now, and I know that.
But you know that.
Exactly.
So it's a funny dig because it hits home.
Exactly. And when he's watching his weird anime shows and stuff like that, I'm like, this is depraved. Like, this is just so strange. But again, and you save by going on the toilet. Yeah,
that is everything I've wanted from a video game. That is like some weird stuff that I remember from playing games in the 90s. Yeah. Like when I went back and to think about what I either played or what I want to try and find on a good emulator or even do like a mod chip in my Wii remember I played Booger Man, which was like,
Lord.
I must have been like 7, and that was, boy, look that up if you've never seen that.
Wow.
And I think Nadu and I need to do a live episode where we find like something to put on the chip to go on the Wii and play the Pepsi Man and then all of the 7-Up games.
Oh God.
And Cool Spot. I loved Cool Spot.
Yeah,
but then
really
also
cool.
does anybody remember the Cheetos Puffs? They were paws. Cheetos paws.
Yes.
You know, there's a video game based around that.
God.
Yeah.
Wow, advertising.
That was just beautiful.
Advertising.
I mean, I'm in advertising, and that makes me want to take my own life.
Yeah, I think my favorite, one of those games that you showed me was probably the Skittles one. That was horrifyingly bad.
But the Skittles one, like, it was almost self-deprecating in the humor. Look up like a playthrough of the Skittles promotional game. They only show the Skittles probably once every half hour of gameplay.
Yeah.
And it must have been for either computer or PS1.
I think it was true.
I think it was PS1, and it was, even some of the characters were really sarcastic about how much they were not enjoying the game. And that's how you should do promotional material, but actually, if you've ever seen Pepsi Man,
Pepsi Man's amazing.
I watched the whole 20-minute playthrough and I couldn't stop. And then Nadu and I just kept singing the Pepsi Man theme song. We're gonna do a live playthrough of the Pepsi Man.
Oh my God, yes.
And it's gonna be awful.
It's gonna be the worst thing you've ever seen, but it's gonna be so good.
I don't know if you have any advice for me if you've ever done this, but I've had friends that will mod their Wii's, or they'll get a good emulator for a lot of basic games online and put it into the Wii. I also would like to get old systems now. I'd like to get even a top loader. I'd like to do my two favorite, original Nintendo and Super Nintendo. But then again, I mean, a lot of the cartridges are really expensive now, and I'm only finally in my own space being able to afford it and afford the space. What do you recommend? Should I just keep doing emulator? Should I get a good emulator like I have and hook it up to the TV?
No,
do you have a preference as far as that thing goes?
Well, that's such a tough thing because, I mean, obviously there's a whole argument against piracy, which is totally legit. You know, people are saying that.
Yeah, I'm not a terrible pirate at all.
Neither am I. Never. Lies. But, that was creepy. No, I mean, there's a whole argument.
I could hear the sound of YouTube.
Oh, that's creepy.
YouTube windows clicking closed.
Yeah, I'm kidding. Everybody's just like, these guys are freaks. You know what? We're the most entertaining freaks. But besides the point.
Continue.
Right. Well, I guess the whole argument kind of... part of the argument, obviously, is that, if you're able to find it somehow in a legitimate way to play it, that's probably the first route. But I totally understand, sometimes it's just not cost-effective or realistic to be able to get some of these games. And especially, at this point, the original creators aren't getting the games. If you buy anything on Sega Genesis or Super Nintendo, the original creators aren't getting any money for that because you're not buying them from the distributors at this point. You're buying them from people who are either, hiking up the prices, understandably so because they're probably really rare, or you're buying them off eBay. And so, at that point, I think emulation is pretty okay. Especially if But then, you know what, to be fair, I say this, at the same time, I've emulated a lot of games too. At this point, I really would probably go the emulation route for a lot of those older games. It's simply just a more easier way to do it, and like I said, they're just very difficult to get, and you're not supporting the original developers at this point, so, you know.
That's interesting. I never thought about that exactly.
Yeah, the things I struggle with, right?
Life struggles. Life is tough.
Oh, no problems. Oh, no. Should I emulate this game, or should I pay $100 to get it? Oh, it's so difficult. You know, whatever.
I have a lot of Pokemon-related problems in my life as an adult that I face.
151 problems, but, oh, God. But a Mewtwo ain't one.
I have that promo card from the first movie.
Good.
Ain't a problem.
Right. Actually, because it caused some problems for those scientists.
If you've seen the original movie, that is the problem through the entire movie.
Yeah, he kills a lot of dudes at the beginning. Kind of dark.
That was dark. We were like, if you're our age, I mean, we were like 12 or 13 when that
Maybe
movie came
younger.
out.
I don't know.
If not younger.
Yeah.
And I went to the theater to see it, and I
And
remember that was the first time in my life I saw cosplay. That was the first time I understood what it meant to like dress up as a character and costume, because there was a guy, I think there were two girls, and they were dressed up as Jesse and James from the original Pokemon. And they were so legit, and they were so cool, and I was like, I want to do that when I'm old and can afford material and can dress up as things. It's like Halloween, but all year long. But yeah, boy, I remember crying watching that movie. And as an adult, also crying watching that.
Yeah, I was like, wasn't that just yesterday?
I just revealed all my secrets.
Oh no! It's a crier, guys. Ridiculous. Nah, it's fine. You know me. I'm a robot. I have no emotions.
Oh
generally.
no, not at all.
None. No feels.
You cried while we were eating dinner.
That was for a different reason. Stop it. Don't help people. God. Anyway, right. Yeah, that hexadecimal. I love it. So
I got a lot of Pokemon-related problems, so I think that I'm going to, for the ones that I don't have, like ironically, I didn't need anything practical for my moving out for my housewarming, so I know I'm getting a couple of old Game Boys, and I'm getting a couple of, I think I'm getting like red and blue from somebody, and then maybe silver or gold, but I played Emerald, and then Crystal was my jam, so I'm still looking for Crystal. And cartridges still online or at flea markets are like are still pretty expensive, because if you're still paying like $20 a cartridge, and then I'm worried about the internal save being burnt out at this point. I'm not sure what the exact specifications of that are, whether it's burnt out, but I'm going to keep using the emulator, but then we'll see. I'll use some of my cartridges. I'll report back to you on how that's going, because a lot of them are like really exceptionally old. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, no kidding.
My physical versus digital journey into retro gaming, now that I finally have the 10.
Absolutely. I don't know what you're doing with your hands, but it's making me really uncomfortable.
Fission.
That's not... Why? Why fission? I don't... Are you...
Synchronization.
Yeah, that's better. Wait, not even. Like, what are you saying? Like, what? Is there like a star that you're needed that's, giving off energy or something? Like fission? Come on. And she's gone. Okay. No, there she is. All right. But yeah, no, we'll definitely want to keep posted to see how that's going. And also, I'd be very interested to find out what kind of games you like, because I think that would be really telling. Because, I mean, a lot of these old school games are a lot of nostalgia, because we're like, oh, they're so good, they don't make anything better. And we go back and play them, and like, man, this actually kind of sucks. But that's not all games. Like, because I know lots of people are like, oh, you're an idiot, you're stupid, old school is the best school. And I'm like,
you gotta get some new friends if that's going on a lot in your life.
I figured I was the problem.
We're crying again.
The tears come out.
We're crying again.
Okay, yeah. So we got oh god.
This is an emotional day.
It's an emotional day. It's like emotional. It's like too much for me. Yeah, it's all you.
Emotional episode. It is. I'm sorry. I'll never come back.
No, you can come back. Please, somebody save me. But one thing I wanted to at least point out is a couple of games that I continuously play that are old school that still hold up. I'm going to say this, and lots of people are like, Sonic the Hedgehog, probably one of my favorite video game characters in existence. I was telling Tiffany earlier, Sonic's had a pretty rough time for the past few years, 5, 6, 10.
He's had some rough deals.
Yeah, he's been hitting some speed bumps in that because he runs too fast. Okay, so I think one thing that I always will go back to every time I'm playing a new Sonic game, and it's not quite what I was hoping for, not quite up to par. I'm just like, man, were those memories of playing Sonic 3 and Knuckles, like, was it even that good? And I go back and play them. I'm like, this game still holds up. Sonic 3 and Knuckles is still one of the best Sonic games in existence, if not the best Sonic game. Sonic CD is definitely up there as well. But Sonic 3 Knuckles was just so good. It was just such a grand adventure, having that old interlocking system where you put the games together and then play them for double the fun or something, and you get to play Knuckles too. It's pretty badass.
That's amazing.
It's so cool. And the thing is, the level structure was incredible. The diversity of levels was amazing. The music is still some of the best Sonic music I've ever heard. And again, like, there was a very simple story in there. Basically, Knuckles thought that Sonic was coming to destroy the island because Eggman told him so, or Dr. Robotnik, or whichever you prefer. Both are his name. Anyway,
Dr. Robotnik says a lot of things.
Yeah, exactly.
Why would you believe him?
Come on. Exactly. He's got his mustache. Like, yes, you see that blue hedgehog that's super cool. It's evil. Come on, man.
If you're wearing steampunk goggles and flying around in an egg-shaped spaceship, I may not believe you when you come to talk to me as if I am a talking echidna.
Exactly. I would say, like, you know what? That seems bad, like bad news here. But Knuckles, as we've established, is an idiot. I love him. He's an idiot. So he believed Eggman, which is great. And yeah, like, it's a very simple story that they just never, there's no cinematics or anything. There's just there's short little in-game gameplay parts where they take the control out of you, where Knuckles maybe can punch you in the face and runs away laughing.
He's such a dick.
He's such a douchebag. And then later on, close to the end of the game, when Eggman or Robotnik is stealing the Master Emerald, Knuckles realizes, oh my god, I made a terrible mistake. It's like, yeah, moron, took you the whole game. He had like 2 whole games, not 1, but 2. So
you had one job.
Exactly. He had one job: protect the Master Emerald. He screwed it up. So I think that's just one that I always go back to.
Okay.
And like, that's one of my favorite, like, Sonic 3 and Knuckles, like, together. One of my favorite, like, games that I just you gotta play it if you have it.
Sweet. And that was for the Genesis? Or?
Yeah, Sega Genesis for that one.
Because I spent some time playing, like, the original. I think I was playing Sonic and Tails, which I think is Sonic 2.
Yes.
Really old school.
Really good.
And then we were at a party, and there was multiple people playing Sonic Spinball.
Oh, God, the game's satanic.
Oh, it was just out of control.
That
and
game's evil.
We eventually gave it, to the owner of the game, and we just watched him, and he made it up to the second level. But as soon as you died... That's it.
Yep,
and that's what I remember.
Yep.
And at least by the time I got to the Super Nintendo, saving was kind of a big thing. They were like, maybe this is important to people.
Oh, yeah.
To return to our system and not throw it out a moving vehicle when you were I got so angry. I punched your microphone. The mic.
Whoa, hey, hello. Jeez, just calm down there, crazy.
Punched your microphone.
Wow.
But I hate technology.
No, not my phone. I need that.
So it turns out I'm back into the retro gaming, so I believe I'm going to have to report back to you.
Okay.
I'm going to take some of your recommendations. I'm going to get going on the emulator. We'll see what happens with the Wii, with me plugging it into the Wii, or even just getting it on the big TV.
Yeah.
And I have begun my journey, so I wanted to include Nadu in this, because we have a lot of other similar weird business we could talk about, but the video gaming I will try to be part of. I'm excited.
I very much appreciate your excitement for that, actually. I think... you know what? I think old school gaming is really telling towards the direction that new school gaming has taken. Like, I mean, once you start playing those old games, start playing new games, you can really see the different route that they've taken to this day. And again, I'm not one of those haters like, oh, games suck nowadays. They don't. They're still amazing ones, but like, they just really took a different path. And old school games tend to be a lot shorter, a lot harder, a lot more contained. Also, they give you unlockables and secret codes, which is awesome, rather than DLC. Oh, pay $10 to get this character that is on the disc. Capcom, I know you can hear me. Nah,
I can hear you.
Oh God, no. But and you know what? It's not just Capcom that does that. To be fair, like, I don't want to just point one developer on the bus. I think all of them do that, and that's just, they're adapting and changing markets. So I totally understand DLC.
I understand that's a pervasive problem, and I'm not currently gaming.
Hears about it on the internet. There's nerds yelling
on the internet,
on the interwebs.
The interwebs.
Yeah. So, but yeah, like, I think unlockables is something that they really got away from. That's something that I really liked about old games. That and sound tests. Oh my God, just listening to the soundtracks of games, just sitting there for hours.
I know that's your jam.
Yeah. No, what are you talking about? Nah, I love video games.
That's a real thing, and you've mentioned that in other webisodes that is your main source of music.
It is.
And I sent you, I think you were privy when I posted an 8-bit version of Daft Punk's new Get Lucky.
Yeah.
And I was like, and dude, have you actually heard this song? And he's like, oh yeah, I think so. But this is great.
Yeah,
This is great.
I like this version
this
more.
8-bit bleep blop. This is my favorite thing.
Exactly. I still listen to old school music, the music from like Mega Man games, pretty much 1 to 6. I think 3 probably has my favorite Mega Man soundtrack of all time. Mega Man 3.
You're a champion.
That's what I tell myself, so I can sleep at night.
Some sort of amazing relic.
That's a word that my parents would never use to describe me. But hey, whatever, right? This sounds terrible. I keep shaming my parents are fantastic. Don't tell them I said mean things about them.
Never show our parents this, please.
Yeah, don't worry. They won't even understand. What's a YouTube?
This is where my rent money went.
And this is where the money I should be saving went. Hey, job situation? It's fine. Oh, man. But yeah, Frankie. Yeah, she's just making out with old Frankie.
You're ruining this for us. Can you give me a minute?
Sure, I guess I'll just... Okay, yeah, wow. Well, that got weird. But yeah, so I guess that's our episode, unless there was anything else you want to say before we end.
No, I have high expectations for actually bringing some value to this channel in the future.
Wonderful.
No, I would like us to talk about The Walking Dead, and I would like us to cover some TV in the future.
Oh, definitely.
I'd be all for that, and whatever we are discussing, no matter what we have bought or what we have been watching, I will give you a little bit of my update of my game progression, what I'm remembering, what are some goodies from the past that you may want to look up yourself that I've been able to get my hands on, and also how my tennis Wii elbow is coming.
Yep, that's, I want you to go to a clinic and just be like, I've got a tennis Wii elbow, I don't know what to do, it's really sore, and then just see the looks on their faces.
I'll be like, oh, have you been out on the course this summer? I'll be like, I've been playing a lot of Wii.
A lot of Wii?
Playing a lot of Mario Party, and I've been hitting a lot of my friends with the Wiimote.
And they will judge you and possibly lock you up. All right. Well, hopefully we have another video. Thank you again to Tiffany for joining me today. I very much appreciate it.
Friend.
This has been like a month in the making, so we finally did it. It's amazing. And yeah, hopefully I'll have something else for you in the future. And we'll keep bringing Tiffany back if she, if people don't hate what I've done to this channel so much. Hopefully she'll come back, so be nice.
I was going to say, like, vote in the comments if you ever want to see me again, but I'm like, I'm never coming back as a recurring character in this series.
Yeah, she's all right. Like, good Lord, what have I done this?
I said to Nadu, I was like, you have a really concrete idea for your channel, what you want to do, and you were talking about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and it got up a lot of people wanted to hear more from you and game reviews, and then I just show up and I have absolutely nothing to say about anything, but I think we could discuss a multitude of things, or
absolutely.
just turn the camera on while we have a regular conversation.
Yeah,
and people would definitely chime in an opinion. So
look, what are those two talking about? It's okay. It'll be great. All right. Thanks for joining us. See you later. Bye.